Joey. Hello, good morning. Set up dulu. Selamat pagi semua. Boleh dengar kan?
Good morning, Prof. Dengar.
Morning, Prof. Boleh.
Morning,
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Tak perlu saya pakai headphone ataupun microphone lah. Alright. Good to see you all. Very good morning. Dan saya, I think most of you may know me already. I'm Spencer Empading, and I'm at the Faculty of Social Science, of course, and Humanities. So I've been with the university for a very long time, actually. I started with UNIMAS in 1994. It's 1994. You were not even born yet. Yeah, but before that I was with UPM for a number of years. So I have been serving both universities, UPM and also UNIMAS, for more than 30 years. Okay, and officially I retired in the year 2017, and from then on I have been on contract. Yeah. I've been on contract as professor at the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities. All right. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you may have met me or have seen me around campus. I don't know, before the COVID lah, I'm saying, yeah, before the COVID-19. Okay, so I will be teaching you this semester, or rather facilitating the course this semester. To be fair to you, to be honest, I have not taught the course before, right? I know the subject matter quite well. It's a new course, actually. It's not something that was created before. So it has been introduced as a course as an I think it's called elective, right? Elective for all of you here. So I noticed from your registration, students registration, some of you are from the Faculty of Economics and Business. Some are from the Faculty of FSGK, yeah. And some are from engineering. Apa lagi? From FSKPM pun ada. So and also 1 or 2 from other faculties as well. So this is a mixed class in the sense of students taking the course from various faculties. Okay, so good. Now I'm teaching university students, not faculty students, because this is open to university students of UNIMAS. And I understand that all of you are in the final year. Is that right? Final year of your study? Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I wish you all the best lah. Yeah, I try to provide you with sharing of notes and so on, maybe my experience as well, yeah, as we go along. Okay, is there any question before we start? And by the way, the language that we will use is English lah, but from time to time I will switch to MIM or Bahasa Malaysia as well. Ya, kalau ada keperluannya. Alright, so and those of you who came late, yang tak sempat nak register menggunakan apa nama ni QR code, you can register later on at the end of the class. And those of you who can't access the QR code today, mana yang pakai handphone untuk kelas ini, maybe you are unable to do that, so you can write your name in the chat, yeah, so that I can enter your attendance manually later on. Yeah, Anis, Sarah, you are saying something? Is it you, Anis? Anis? Tak ada? Okay, fine. Okay, let me proceed ya. Jadi hari ini adalah untuk introduction lah. Kalau sempat nanti I go into the first lecture, but the content of the course actually will only take about 9 to 10 weeks to deliver. So I'm not too worried about that. Unfortunately, next week I have an important meeting to attend outside. There's a board meeting that I have to be in, so we will not have classes next Wednesday. Yeah, please take note. Yeah? So next Wednesday tak ada kelas. Kita akan cuba gantikan lah. Yeah? I think we have enough sessions throughout the semester for us to cover whatever. Tapi saya cubalah untuk hari ini untuk deliver the first lecture nanti. Okay, alright. Okay, so let's start if there is no question. Boleh nampak ni?
Yes. Boleh.
Oh, okay, sorry. I don't know if this is the right. I think so. Maybe not. Kejap, salah slide. Let me pick the right one. Okay, sorry about that. Ini lagi kalau sorry. Introduction communication. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I think I missed that one. Yep. Few seconds, yeah. Yep. Okay, can you see the slide?
Can, Prof.
Okay, all right, thank you. Sorry, macam-macam macam-macam bunyi di sini. Hold on, let me clear my space. Yeah. Okay, so this is SSU 1053. The course title is Introduction to Social Interaction. Okay, so I'll be your guide for the semester, for this semester. Okay, so let me start with some briefing regarding the course. Okay, and then once we finish that, I try to go to the next slide or set of slide for the lecture proper on the first lesson. Okay, so the briefing this morning will be on the introduction itself to the course, what the course is about, and then we'll look at maybe the timetable for the course or the schedule for this semester, the course description, the learning outcomes or objectives, and learning units that we cover for the semester. And most important, as far as you're concerned, I think you're more interested in how are you going to be assessed, yeah, your assessment for the questions, and then maybe 1 or 2 minutes for Q&A later on, yeah, if there is any question. All right, so the class for this course, there's only one session or one class per week. Yeah, this is group 1. Yang group 2 tu ada orang lain mengajar. I think it's Cik Azizul who is teaching the other group. Okay, so our group meets on Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tapi just to let you know lah, just in case kadang-kadang ada traffic jam, hujan dan sebagainya, which may delay my arrival. So if I come a bit late, just stay on. Yeah, I will show up unless I inform you earlier. Okay, so please stay around until I come in if I happen to be late in one of those days later on. And the delivery ataupun lecture ini will be online mode, of course. Yeah, so far we cannot have face-to-face. We've been told that there's no face-to-face meeting, so we're going to have online meeting or classes via Zoom. That's my preferred one, which is saya gunakan Zoom sebab apa? Sebab saya subscribe to Zoom. Personally, I have to pay monthly fees to Zoom, US company lah ini, and Webex, Zoom yang free itu only lasts for 45 minutes, but the one that I subscribe to will last as long as I want, yeah, and also it can accommodate up to 300 students in the class. Okay, or otherwise I could use Webex. Webex is under Unimas account, and that is of course free, yeah. So I will inform you accordingly before the class start, a few days maybe before our class session start, to inform you which link you should use, yeah, for the class. Okay, so we have our Willy page, of course. Those you are quite familiar with that, so you know what to do. So the ELIP is for SSU 1053, FSK Group 1, G01. So please enroll yourself if you have not done so, yeah, in the ELIP group. Okay. Okay. Any questions so far? Ada yang masalah dengan kuliah ataupun schedule ini kan?
No, sir.
Okay, I hope not lah. Because if you do, you may want to join the other group, of course. I'm not sure whether the other group is accepting it because the limit apa nama kota untuk kelas ini adalah 100 orang, ya, 100 students, and I have exceeded that number. I have allowed 2 or 3 students to join the group, okay, for a class. Okay, so what is the course about? Okay, so the course title is Introduction to Social Interactions. So it's something that you should be familiar with. You have been interacting with your friends, with your colleagues, with your families, with everybody that you know, right? So it's about that, yeah, social interactions. Dalam bahasa Malaysianya pengantar interaksi sosial. Okay, so this is a 3 credit hour course. So meaning we meet 3 hours per week, 3 hours per week, once only. And the course basically focuses on human interaction, which is embedded in the context of social interactions. Yeah. Jadi the course basically is divided into 3 parts or 3 main parts. Namely, the first one is the fundamental of communication, what communication is, yeah. And then the second part is on the communication context, and the third one is on communication and media. So basically, it's about communication, yeah. What the course is about. So in terms of the learning units, it includes human interaction in the social setting, and also perceptions and identity. That's very important, those 2 things, yeah, perception and identity, verbal as well as non-verbal messages, listening is very much part of communication, of course, yeah. Interpersonal relationship, small group communication, as well as social media interaction, and also organizational communication. So we look at all this, yeah, in this semester, yeah. So all in all, this course offers exposures to students, yourself, yeah, about the basic communication and skills of human interaction that can be applied in your daily life, ya, yang boleh digunakan dalam kehidupan seharian Anda. Okay, so hopefully after going through this course, you would be more aware of what to do and what not to do, and what to expect and what not, yeah, in your communications, hopefully. Okay, so the 2 course description, and then the learning outcomes. This is what we expect of you by the end of the semester. You should be able to explain the process and also the concepts of communication in a social setting, itu utama. Secondly, you should be able to apply or understanding of communication and interaction in everyday activities. Sorry, I think there's typo error there. Third one is you should be able to perform effective communication and interaction in different settings. Ya, sebagai contoh lah, if you interacting or communicating with your close friends, the way you communicate is going to be different when you communicate with your supervisor or with your professor or with an officer from another organization. Yeah, so that's what it is. Yeah, different settings requires you to have a different kind of way you interact, yeah, and with your the person that you interact with, yeah, you communicate with. Okay, right. So that's what is our the expectation for this semester. And the learning units are first for today. Perhaps yeah, I try to look at this one. Hopefully dalam masa 2 jam nanti lah. The fundamental of communication. Okay, what communication is. Then after that, we'll look at issues of perceptions, the self and communication. And the third learning unit is on language and meaning. And then fourth will be non-verbal communication. There's so many forms of communication. Some are verbal, some are non-verbal. Right? The non-verbal one is the one that we have to be, observant about. In other words, you have to look for signs and all that. Yeah, sometimes people may not say anything, but the way the body reaction and so on, yeah, may indicate something. For example, right? Mindful listening will be the next topic. So communication will not be effective unless you have listened well to what the other person is trying to tell you, right? So listening is important part of communication model. Then you have then we go on to interpersonal communication, right, between persons. Then after that we move on to small group communication, a small group of people communicating with each other. Then we go on to what is known as the organizational communication. In other words, communication that happens within an organization. And the last one would be on communication and the media. In other words, this is the mass communication kind of thing. Yeah. So that will very much cover in a short way, yeah, in a brief manner, all the different forms and contexts of communication. Jadi itu yang kita coba nak sampaikan ya hari ini. Okay. All right. Now this is the one that you are perhaps quite interested in. Okay, your assessment. How are you going to be assessed? Yeah, for the course. So this is the assessment is based on the learning units. Or CLO is now. So the first one, but this is the final one actually. Yeah, number one, the quiz ataupun final assessment is 20%. Yeah, 20%. We don't call it exam because it's a small thing. Yeah, 20%, which is a comprehensive quiz. Yeah, comprehensive quiz covering learning unit 1 to the last learning unit. Yeah, so that is going to be given at the end of the semester nanti. Okay, and the second important assessment is e-portfolio 1. Yeah, e-portfolio 1. Basically, this is the reflection, your reflection. Tapi ini untuk individu lah, bukan grup. Ya. Individu, your reflection of the units that we learn weekly. Okay, it's worth 30%, so it's a big chunk there, 30%. So this assignment e-portfolio ini consists of 10 written reflection. There's 10. In other words, for every unit, after you have gone through that unit, then you need to reflect on that particular unit. Yeah. Apa nama ni? So setiap unit perlu ada reflections. So maksudnya setiap minggu lah lepas kuliah, right? Ada you write your reflections of what the content of the unit is all about. Yeah. So one for each LUs, and therefore you should have a total of 10 reflections all together. Yeah. Jadi since we have 10 LUs, and each each reflection should be around between 300 to 500 words. In other words, the one page to maybe at most is 2 pages lah, jangan panjang sangat ya. Your reflection of the learning unit. Okay, so reflections will have to be compiled in one comprehensive e-portfolio. Jadi bukan dihantar untuk setiap minggu, tapi dibuat setiap minggu. Tapi you will have to compile all those 10 of them into a comprehensive e-portfolio. E-portfolio itu maksudnya it's not a hard copy lah, di dalam bentuk elektronik ya. So that will be compiled together with the video assignment as well, video assignment, which is your other e-portfolio. Okay. All right. So the e-portfolio 2, number 3 there, is a video assignment. Yeah. So remember, e-portfolio 1 is reflection. E-portfolio number 2 is a video assignment. Jadi ini this will be interesting. I think you should be. I think some of you, if not all of you, are looking forward to have this video assignment for group. And this is to be done in a group. Jadi satu kumpulan, saya mencadangkan satu kumpulan tidak melebihi 6 orang. Kalau boleh buat dalam 5 orang ataupun 6 orang untuk satu kumpulan, and you will have to do the assignment lah. So student will compile their video assignments together with their reflections as one comprehensive e-portfolio. Tapi the video assignment ini merupakan secara berasingan mempunyai markah 40%, quite big, 40%. But at the end of the semester, you will have to compile e-portfolio 1, and also e-portfolio 2. So students will have to compile the S1, comprehensive e-portfolio by the end of semester. The last and final form of evaluation is peer evaluation, and this is to be done individually, based on your participation in the group project. In other words, in the video assignment lah, Okay, jadi itu merupakan assessment untuk khusus ini, for the semester. Tapi kalau ada keperluan nanti, I'll tell you more as we get along. I will inform you, give you the written guidelines on what you should be doing for the assignment nanti, more details. Okay. Any question so far? Ada soalan?
Untuk e-portfolio tuh dia pakai apa? Dia pakai.
So sorry. Kejap. Let me increase the volume of my. Yeah. Anything? Sorry. Somebody is talking just now. Was that a question? No. Maybe not. Okay. Alright. Kalau tak ada soalan, kita pergi kepada rules of the class. So some rules that you have to adhere to. Okay. First of all, you will have to register in ELIP SSU 1053 FSSK G01. This is compulsory, and then another important thing is your attendance. Okay. You are required to register your attendance every day that we have classes. In other words, every Wednesday lah. Yeah. I will try to put up the QR code, yeah, as early as 7:50 a.m. and I'll put it there for about 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes at most lah. Ya, sampai pukul 8 10 minit, then after that I'll close that QR code punya attendance. Yeah. So manual attendance will only be done after the lecture ends lah, selepas kuliah. Maksudnya I can open the manual attendance system, and for those of you who have or fail to register your attendance on QR code, you may do so when I open the manual attendance so that I can take, yeah, those of you who are present for the day lah. Yeah. And as far as possible, of course, be on time for the class as well as for the assignment. This is so much to do with your integrity and also some principle as well. Yeah. So, apa? Sebab nanti when you finish your degree, when you graduate, when you go to the real world, when you go to work and so on, yeah, you have to you have to be, you know, be on time as well. If we go to the pejabat to your work and so on, yeah, and try not to come late unless unless something really happened on the day that you cannot avoid. Yeah, but this is something that you have to be trained, yeah, on your integrity and principle. Okay, so be on time, and you also welcome to share with me personally, particularly on anything important related to your learning experience. Yeah, kalau ada apa-apa, share with me. I'm quite open. Yeah, don't keep it to yourself. If you do have any problem, just let me know. Okay. And also be responsive and active in class. So kita ni walaupun kita, you know, online, berjauhan, not face to face, but I still do expect some kind of participation, yeah, active participation in the class, yeah. So it's part of a social interaction anyway, yeah. Jadi khususnya ini khusus social interaction, so why not we practice it, yeah, while we are having our classes also. Okay. I hope this is your third year. There shouldn't be any reason why you should remain shy or to be shy. Okay, jangan malu-malu lah. If I didn't have a chance to take this course when I was doing my undergraduate degree dulu. If I had, I probably would be a better person now. I was quite shy actually. I took one course, bukan credit, non-credit dulu, on public speaking. That's the only thing, right? It helped me quite a bit lah. Yeah? When I graduated and joined UPM as a tutor and so on and so forth. So yes, this is a kind of course that that I think will assist you. Yeah. Okay, so enjoy the learning journey that we have for this semester. Altogether, we have 10 learning units that we have to cover for the semester. All right, any question on that introduction to the course? Ada soalan? Okay, kalau tak ada, saya stop the share here. Let's see if I can change the view.
So,
Yeah, Gibson,
I have question in the chat box.
chat box. Okay, hold on. Okay. All right. Let me tell you, the reason why I record this is so that number one, we have a record of the lecture, of course. Number two, I will try to upload the recorded lecture on Ellipse so that those of you who missed the class due to certain reason, for example, you may join and then suddenly your line is cut off or whatever, no connection and so on. So you may refer to the video which I will upload on Ellipse at all. Okay, that's the reason why recording is done. Yeah. Okay, so let me go to the first lesson. Which one is it? Two here. Okay, the first lesson is Introduction to Communication. Nampak eh? Can you see the slide?
Yes, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so what is communication? What we're doing this morning is I'm communicating with you and you communicating with me, and also communicating with your friends. Yeah. So, communication is where you are trying to inform the other person or tell the other person what is in his or her mind. Okay, and the other person will receive the information and trying to interpret it. I think the word decoding, encoding and decoding will come in later on. Yeah, and so that information will be received by the person who, or by the receiver, and the meaning will be interpreted and so on. So feedback again to the other person. So in other words, it's about not just verbal communication, but it includes communication through the media, communication through internet, macam-macam ya, through Twitter, what else you have? There's so many, Facebook and so on and so forth. Yeah, jadi so communication is basically trying to get message or messages to people that you intended to have the message passed to. Yeah. Okay. So what is communication? Communication is at the heart of our everyday life. It's we do this every day, every day, perhaps every minute. I don't know, except the time when you're sleeping. Okay. So from the moment we wake up in the morning to the moment we drift to sleep, ya, sampai masa tidur, we are constantly in the process of communication. Nah, ini definisi yang diberi oleh Beck lah, ya, Beck dengan rakan-rakannya in 2002. Alright. So how many of you when was the last night that you communicate with somebody? $12, 9. The last time I communicate with anybody last night was at around 9:30. I sleep quite early, by the way. So by 10 o'clock, I don't quite communicate with anybody except watching TV. Yeah. But if there's anybody, of course, if anybody comes and asks me anything, of course but normally when I sleep, by the time I sleep, of course, there's no more communication until I wake up in the morning. Okay, and then communication start. Take your phone and look for messages, dan sebagainya. Then you start communicating. All right, so it's something that we do every day in our lives. Yeah? So communication can be any or all of the following. Yeah, contohnya an action on others, an interaction with others, and a reaction to others. So these are forms, yeah, of communication. Yeah. In other words, an action on others is something. In other words, for example, I give a lecture today. Yeah, that is my action on others. Then an interaction with others is where also I communicate with you and you interact with me. Ataupun saya pergi ke pejabat hari ini, ya, and then I interact with the staff in the office. Itu interaksi dengan orang lain. Ataupun reaction to others, ini boleh berlaku ya. You look at the social media, you look at the Facebook, all kinds of things in there, and you react to the messages in the Facebook and so on. Itu sebagai contoh. That's a form of reaction. Yeah, it can be a reaction to what I call this TV program, for example. Yeah, that's a reaction to something. Right, or a reaction to somebody's speech and so on. Okay, jadi so it can be any form, yeah. It can be face-to-face interaction, or it can be a one-way communication. It can be, a reaction to others. So, what are the advantages of learning communication? Sometimes you don't have to learn; it just happen, right? That you communicate with people. You're born. Unless you have problem lah, ada masalah dilahirkan, disabled and so on. Yeah. Otherwise, the moment you're born, you cry. Okay? As a baby, you cry. You're trying to communicate something to your parents or to your mother. Yeah. That is a form of communication by a baby. Sebab dia tak boleh cakap lagi. Yeah. What she or he can do is to tell you something is not right, by crying. That's a form of communication. Yeah. So the advantages of learning communication, it can improve the way you see yourself. Right? It can improve the way you see yourself, and also it can help you to the way others see you as well. Yeah, because sometimes you have to be very careful. As I said, the situation determines how you communicate. Yeah, whether it is kalau dengan rakan-rakan kita, with your close friend, the way you communicate is very informal dan sebagainya, right? So it's quite different from the way you communicate with your supervisor dan sebagainya. Right?
Oh.
Okay, and then studying communication
Yeah.
and engaging in effective communication behaviors can also improve your relationship with others. Yeah, the relationship with your friend, relationship with your spouse, relationship with your boss, and so on. So
kami also ke 9.
hello.
Oh, ini pasal mau datang.
Excuse me. If you're not talking, please can you mute yourself supaya tidak ada gangguan ya. Terima kasih. Okay. Right. What else? It can teach you important life skills. Maybe you have experienced that already, but in many more years, you will learn this. Yeah. For example, start working later on. Surviving in the workplace is different from, life as a student, of course. Yeah. So if you can communicate well and be aware of where you are, who you talk to, that helps a lot. Yeah. In your life. Okay. Also, it can help you feel confident, in voicing and also advocating your opinions, and create space to give voice to others as well. Jadi satu cara yang baik lah, ya. Kadang-kadang kita boleh membantah, right? Disagree ataupun we try to promote something and so on. So the way we do that, there are of course certain ways of doing it to be more effective. Okay, so hopefully once you study this communication later on, kita sedar, we know what can go wrong and how to go about doing it. Also can help you, of course, secara professionally, succeed professionally. Whether you are going to be engineer, a manager, banker, or whatever. A lot depends on communication. Okay, so it's a very important thing. Your knowledge of the subject matter is important, of course. As an engineer, you must know your subject, you must know what you're doing, but sometimes to be effective in your work, in your profession, you need to be good in communication as well. Right? So studying communication can help you navigate an increasingly diverse in an increasingly diverse world. Dalam dunia yang sangat-sangat luas, Jadi it can help you, contohnya kalau nanti ada peluang kan, you go overseas for seminar ataupun untuk studies, untuk for your masters or PhD or whatever, and then where you interact with people of different cultures and so on. So that by studying communication, I think it will at least expose you. Kalau tidak memberi kemahiran secara cukupnya, at least give you some exposure and what to expect, communicating with other people of different cultural background and so on. Okay, so how do we communicate? Macam mana kita berkomunikasi? Right? Basically, humans, unlike other animals, humans communicate by thinking of the information they wish to share. By thinking of the information, kita memikirkan apakah maklumat itu yang nak kita kongsikan, nak sampaikan. So thinking of the information they wish to share, first of all, encoding it. In other words, the message yang kita nak sampai itu can be in different form, so we encode it, and then the person who receive it will have to decode. Ini code, gunakan code lah, and transferring it by either verbal, non-verbal, ataupun written mediums directly to a receiver who then decodes the information. Okay. Now, for example, let me show you this. This is the communication process. Okay, so let's say this is a person who is trying to communicate to this other person. So you're trying to pass a message, the meaning of your message tadi kepada orang lain. Okay, so through coding, membuat satu coding, that information to input tadi, coding, and then pass to the receiver, and that receiver will have to decode, the message tadi, decoding message tadi. Kadang-kadang masalahnya adalah what you send, what the messenger send, what the messenger meant, diterima di sini. Kalau ia ini dipaham 100% seperti apa yang disampaikan oleh messenger, dan jadi tidak ada masalah. Right? Message will receive. Tetapi masalahnya apabila membuat decoding ini mungkin tak berapa betul, So what he understood, the message yang disampaikan maybe misunderstood. Mungkin sebahagiannya difahami, sebahagiannya tak difahami, itu yang akan menjadi masalah. that is where miscommunication happens. Okay, so as a messenger, as a person who send a message, you have to be clear, right? You have to be clear and pass the message the best way possible so that people on the other side can understand what you are trying to say, what you're trying to get through to them. Ya, jadi channel-channel inilah merupakan sama ada, so kita pilihlah mana satu yang lebih sesuai supaya message tersebut ya sampai kepada penerima dengan apa nama ni message yang seperti yang kita apa nama yang kita jangkakan ya. In other words, what we meant ya is also what is understood by the other side. Jadi sama ada secara bercakap, secara bertulis, secara grafik, video dan sebagainya. Now the problem with speaking is sometimes we speak and so on and so forth. Kadang-kadang orang tak faham, kadang-kadang faham, kadang tak faham. Let me share an example. I mean, because of language problem, you may be knowledgeable about something, yeah, about the subject matter. Contohnya in classroom lah sebagai pensyarah pun sama juga ya. So we have the message, we have the content. Tapi kalaulah ya message itu tidak sampai kepada student, maka student pun tak faham jugalah ya sebahagian daripada message yang tak disampaikan kepada pelajar. Okay, so speaking alone may not be the best ya sebab it depends on listening. Apa yang dicakapkan itu mungkin sebahagiannya didengar ataupun accepted and mungkin masa bercakap tu mungkin ada noise ataupun gangguan-gangguan yang menyebabkan sebahagian message itu tak dapat didengar, diterima. So that is a problem in speaking. So it's how good you are in speaking and also how good the person is in listening, right? So sometimes we need something written. Nah, itu lebih senang kan? Written message will be received well, yeah, besides speaking. So sometimes kita make a call, yeah, kita telepon memberitahu sesuatu, but at the same time you also consider putting your message in writing and send it either by email ataupun sebagainya, ya, untuk benda yang sama, ya, ataupun nak guna video dan sebagainya pun boleh. Ya. Okay, so basically ini I just took this apa nama ni model ini daripada apa yang dapat dalam in the web lah, in the internet, ya, untuk cuba menerangkan tentang model ataupun proses komunikasi, ya. Tentang coding dan decoding tadi. Okay, so right. So what are the types of communication? Okay, yang pertama adalah intrapersonal. Apa yang maksudkan dengan intrapersonal ini? Intrapersonal kita akan jelaskan nantilah. Intrapersonal is something that you do within yourself, ya, di dalam kita sendiri. Ya, pemikiran kita cakap kepada diri sendiri atau be thinking to yourself, and that is form of intrapersonal. Sebagai contoh, interpersonal ada di antara perseorangan ataupun between persons, ya, between two persons communication. And then the other types of communication is mediated interpersonal communication. In other words, there is a communication between two person tapi menggunakan media ataupun satu channel tertentu lah, ya, ataupun melalui pihak ketiga dan sebagainya. Yeah. Then we have the small group communication. This is between small group. Usually it's not big lah, yeah, 4 or 5 people maybe, yeah. So small group communication. And then you have the organizational communication, right? In other words, communication within an organization between the boss and the director dengan pengarah dengan kaki tangan di sebuah organisasi sebagai contoh, ya. Okay, so it can be from the top down or from the down to the top dalam komunikasi, dalam organisasi. And then now we have the public communication. In other words, this is communication delivered to the public, meant for public consumption. Okay, so let me go straight to the intrapersonal communication. Tapi if you do have any question, since this is remember this is interaction, social interaction. Yeah, don't hesitate to stop me and ask question. All right. So intra itu maksudnya dalam diri sendiri lah, intrapersonal communication. So a form of this is when individual is talking, quote unquote, talking to himself or herself. Pernah berlaku kah dengan kamu sendiri?
Yes, Prof. Talking to the mirror.
Okay. Yeah, talking to the mirror, then you see yourself talking to yourself, but sometimes maybe not exactly talking, but having that things that inside yourself, telling yourself, what for example you want to do, what you need to do, how you should react, and so on and so forth. In other words, it happens in yourself. Okay, dreaming is a form of intrapersonal communication. And by the way, dreaming is not bad. A lot of success people do a lot of dreaming. Yeah, in other words, it's a form of thinking about reflections and so on. Yeah, contemplating what to do. Yeah, memikirkan apa yang tak dilakukan. You don't talk to anybody, but you talk memikirkan sendiri. Yeah? Reflecting on what you have done the other day, for example, whether it was good or could it have been done better by other means, and so on and so forth. Your thinking is basically also a part of intrapersonal communication. So you're doing this every day, including the time when you probably not lah, when you're sleeping. Hopefully, I mean, you dream dalam tidur tu lain lah. That's not what is interpersonal communication. Dreaming here is more like the thinking, just have a quiet time and so on, and reflect on what is happening around you, for example. Okay. Itu interpersonal, very important ini ya. Sebab kalau kita tak buat benda ni, tiba-tiba kita nak bercakap dengan orang lain, berkomunikasi dengan orang lain tanpa memikirkannya, itu yang kadang-kadang kita mengalami masalah without thinking what you should be saying and so on and so forth. Yeah, so a very important part of communication as well, intrapersonal. Tapi janganlah cakap apa nama ni, pergi berjalan in the park and start talking to yourself, nanti orang kata kita ni apa, gila ke apa. Jadi so that could be interpreted as not a good thing lah bagi orang luar kan, bila cakap sendiri. But nowadays a lot of people are talking to themselves, right? Dengan apa? Sebab kita ni pakai headphone dan sebagainya, talking with your friends dengan your handphone, but menggunakan earbud dan sebagainya kan. So people may think that you are talking to yourself. Actually, you're not. Different from the time when this technology was not even available. So if you see somebody talking to himself, walking, itu orang kata banyak itu memang orang gila punya. That was the perception then. Okay, all right. So you don't want people to think that you are orang yang tak what do you call it? Orang gila lah. Okay. All right, so it's all right to have intrapersonal communication. Seterusnya, interpersonal. This is quite benda yang seharusnya kamu tahulah. Ya. So involve 2 or 3 individuals or people signaling to each other. Buat signal ni to each other using their voice, facial, hand gestures, apa lagi? Ada signs lain pun boleh. Ya, baju yang digunakan, pakaian gunakan, kita berjumpa rakan kawan pun juga membawa message tertentu as a form of communication. So whatever it is that we use to convey meaning, meaning to other person in yang kita nak apa nama ni, nak communicate with. Okay, so right, any comment on this? Kalau nak pergi dating kan, pakai baju cantik-cantik, betul takkanlah pakai baju selekeh dan sebagainya kan. So because it brings meaning, convey meaning to the person that you are going to meet, for example. Okay, it gives a signal. Smile, jangan tunjuk muka masam dan sebagainya. Okay, because that is a form of meaning ataupun signal yang yang boleh disampaikan kepada orang lain, walaupun kita tak sengaja nak buat begitu kan, tapi that is what the other person think of you. Okay, jadi so it can be talking to the other person ataupun dengan signal-signal lain lah, dengan your face, hand gestures dan sebagainya, termasuk pakaian yang kita gunakan. Alright, the mediated interpersonal communication, ini banyaklah apa yang berlaku sekarang ini, sehingga saya percaya ini yang boleh dikatakan mengganggu hubungan di antara keluarga, ahli keluarga sekarang ini. I can imagine, when it's time for dinner, you sit on a table. It's supposed to be, that's the time when everybody meets in the day lah. Sebab pagi tak sempat, semua turun kerja awal, tak sempat nak cakap, nak cerita sama-sama. And then you come back in the evening, you're supposed to have a dinner together. Tetapi in the dinner, everyone have their own handphone. They're not communicating with the person sitting next to you and so on. Menggunakan alat seperti inilah, handphone. So mediated interpersonal communication ini is a form of specialized type of interpersonal communication that is assisted by a device, contohnya komputer, telefon, handphone dan sebagainya. Okay, dengan software berkenaan lah, contohnya Facebook, Twitter, and so on. Okay, so itu merupakan interpersonal communication, and it's becoming more popular than the face-to-face communication, particularly during this time of pandemic COVID-19. Lagi banyak digunakan untuk menyampaikan message dan sebagainya. Okay, ini sebagai contoh lah. Kan? Jadi tak bercakap tetapi menggunakan messages, short messages to communicate with a friend. Okay, jadi itu yang dimaksudkan dengan mediated interpersonal communication. Yang banyak berlaku sekarang ini adalah menggunakan handphone. Smartphone, that's what I call. Bukan handphone biasa. Kalau handphone biasa dulu tak dapat nak buat. I'm old enough to go through all this, macam-macam jenis telefon, first handphone dulu. The first handphone dulu was a very big one. Dia macam bateri kereta besarnya. Okay, and not many people have it. Yang dapat dulu adalah jabatan kerajaan ataupun company director. Ada satu dia bawa keluar, and then during that time siapa yang ada tu memang hebat lah, ada handphone tapi besar lah. Sekarang ni and then later on came the Nokia dan sebagainya yang kecil, tapi bukan smart handphone untuk just call saja, right, and perhaps messages. Tapi sekarang ini macam-macam yang boleh kita gunakan. Handphone, we can even use it seperti yang kamu buat sekarang ini, attend my lecture, ya, Google dan sebagainya, and so on, ya. Jadi the evolution of that technology sekarang ini, ya, telah membantu ataupun mungkin tak membantu, mungkin menggalakkan orang berkomunikasi menggunakan mediated ataupun menggunakan device, ya, as a form of mediated interpersonal communication. Okay, any comment on that? Okay, kita berinteraksi.
No comment, sir.
Boleh faham?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Ini basic nih. Okay, so let me go on lah kalau tak ada. Okay, so the next one is called small group communication, dan ini melibatkan small number of people, more than 2, ya, 3 or more individual. Ya, small group itu lebih daripada 2 orang lah, 3 ataupun lebih. Kalau 2 orang itu is a form of interpersonal communication. Okay, so small group communication. Between 3 or more people or individuals, and it has its purpose, of course. Yeah, tujuan small group communication is to achieve certain shared goals. So, for example, a meeting, a board meeting, for example, ya, mesyuarat jawatan kuasa, mesyuarat apa lagi? Committee tertentu, ya, so involve a small group, and usually they have a goal to achieve, ya. Jadi ada agenda yang set, ya, for the purpose of the meeting ataupun komunikasi tersebut. Okay, jadi that's basic. We go through this later on in more details, semua saya introduce sekarang. And then organizational communication. In fact, there is a course actually. There is a course called organizational communication. Ya, yang mana khusus tersebut adalah deals with communications in organization. Ya, ada khusus. Saya pernah ambil khusus tersebut semasa saya buat my master's degree dahulu. So komunikasi dalam organisasi. So this involve interactions of individuals in a formal. Ya, jadi ini we're not talking about the informal coffee break time. Itu bukan, ya. Ini melibatkan interaction individuals in a formal working environment. Okay. Maksudnya the communication from your boss, your supervisor, or with your supervisor and your director, and so on and so forth. Normally there is a proportional lah. Kalau nak komunikasi dengan apa nama ni, dengan director, you don't just go up and knock on the door. Normally it goes through proportional, ya. So ataupun by appointment kalau boleh. Kalau tidak, the communication goes through the line, daripada yourself go through your supervisor, and then supervisor go through another supervisor before it reach the top apa nama ni, boss in the organization. Sebagai contoh, ya. Okay, so this is example of organizational communication where you have regular meetings, yeah, among the supervisors in the company. Yeah, so you have anything, for example, if you are an employee, an ordinary employee, then you have to, if you have anything, then you have to pass your message through any of these people up here. But if you happen to be one of these people here, of course, then you are communicating with the boss and also with the team. Yeah, team, ini satu team. Yeah? Okay, right. Right, this is an office where you communicate, but normally, walaupun tidak ada apa nama ni, dinding ataupun border di antara individu sini, ya, boleh tengok sebelah, tapi normally you keep to yourself lah, kecuali kalau ada keperluan, ada orang yang trying to communicate with you, then you answer. Otherwise, you keep yourself to your workplace, workstation. So, yeah. So this is the kind of what is known as the organizational communication. Right. So the last one, and this is the biggest one, of course, yeah. So this is where one person speaks to a large number of people. Okay. Sebagai contoh, apa nama ni, the Vice Chancellor speaks to staff and students of UNIMAS dalam apa nama message Vice Chancellor kepada university, for example, ya, ataupun the Prime Minister speaks to the public of Malaysia, ataupun seorang pensyarah. Even now, I can consider this as a public communication lah with you all. Yeah, for those who are taking my class, for example, it's also a form of public communication, right? Jadi ini berlaku juga, ya. Tapi the difference between this and the other form of communication is that usually it's one person, yeah, speaking to a large number of people. Okay, in a public rally, for example. Okay, the President of America address, for example, the nation. Itu is a public communication. Okay, ini sebagai contoh lah gambar-gambar ni, speaking in front of a large crowd. Biasanya politician banyak menggunakan ini, ya. Politician speaks to address the crowd masa campaign ke dan sebagainya. Okay, so public communication happens when individuals or groups engage in dialogue in the public sphere, yeah, in order to deliver a message to a specific audience. Ya, audience specificnya bukan not that general public lah. So public speaking events, newspaper editorials, and billboard advertisements are a few forms of public communication. So bukan saja secara verbal, tetapi juga a non-verbal form of public communication, ya, melalui newspaper, melalui billboard advertisement, dan macam-macam lagi lah, ya, where the message is passed to the public for public consumption, a specific public consumption. Okay, any interaction from you? Comments?
So far, no, Prof.
Okay, alright. Kalau tidak, kita pergi kepada let me check. Should be aware of the time. Sekarang ini pukul 11 now, so we still have a lot more time. Okay. All right. So principles of communication. A few things. First of all, communication is a dynamic process. It is a symbolic, systemic, and it involves making inferences. It is also self-reflective and has as a consequence, and also it can be very complex as well, right? Jadi let's look at the first one, dynamic process. Principles of communication, dynamic process. Jadi it is dynamic because it happens, it is happening, every now and then. Okay, either online or offline. Okay, it is ongoing, berlaku, sentiasa berlaku, and it can be transitory. In other words, going from one stage to another, and also it can definitely brings change. Jadi tujuan komunikasi itu membawa perubahan, right? membawa perubahan di mana message itu adalah bertujuan untuk mengubah sama ada kelakuan ataupun pemikiran the audience lah ataupun the recipients of the message tadi. Okay. And the other principle is that communication is symbolic. In other words, symbol lah yang gunakan. Ya. So humans are symbolic making creatures. Kita ini pandai, ya, pandai. Tapi other animals are not so smart. Tapi having said that, we train animals to to understand symbols and so on. So you can train a dog or cats and so on and so forth. But without being trained, unfortunately, other animals have limited. They do have their own way of communicating that, which human may not understand. Okay, so dogs barking, for example, as a form of communication, tapi kita tak faham. Ada manusia yang cuba nak fahamkan. I'm not sure whether they can really understand. That's the human interpretation of it. Okay. Anyway, so humans are very smart creature, yeah, symbol making creatures. Okay, so we make a lot of symbols, and humans are able to generate. Kita boleh generate. We also can receive and store, and as well as try to manipulate the symbols as well. Okay, jadi contohnya sini I love you. Ini pun sama, benda yang sama tapi dengan creativity yang berlainan, ya. Okay, so symbols we use are discretionary and subjective. Jadi it's at your own discretion and also very subjective. Subjective maknanya it differ between person to person, right? The meaning that symbol that we create may have the same meaning but in different form, maksudnya. Okay, so at the discretion, at your own discretion. Ada orang yang pandai, lebih very creative in this. I've seen this on, for example, Facebook and so on. Yeah, when people reply to messages and so on, some people are very creative. Some just use simple things. Yeah. To react to or to respond to. Okay, so itu menggunakan symbol. The other principle is that communication is systematic. What do you mean by that? Yeah, we have a setting dalam kita berkomunikasi. Pastinya ada satu setting, yeah, and it is also location specific, yeah. Dalam lokasi tertentu kita menggunakan style ataupun different form of communication, for example. Occasion juga menentukan, ya, what kind of communication we going to use or portray, ya. Jadi bergantung kepada keadaan, ya, and also the time, ya. The time juga menentukan macam mana komunikasi tersebut dilakukan, as well as the number of people as well. Yeah, so all these things which influence the way communications are done. Yeah, dan juga cultural setting. Jadi ini ada saya sebut tadi that you have to be aware of the culture in which you communicate. This is more critical if you're talking about intercultural communication, komunikasi di antara dua budaya yang berbeza. Okay, so if you have been doing things ataupun communicating, joking and all that, and with your own people in your same culture, tetapi if you carry itu ataupun gunakan benda yang sama, cara yang sama di dalam culture yang lain, in different culture setting ataupun budaya yang lain, mungkin apa yang kita buat tu kadang-kadang dilihat sebagai tidak betul. It can be seen as inappropriate dan sebagainya. Ya, jadi so it can be annoying. Kalau silap lah, kalau tak betul. Ini sebagai contoh ya. Normally in a wedding or happy occasion, this is how you communicate. Start laughing, doing all kinds of actions and so on. Okay, tetapi dalam setting yang berlainan, contohnya dalam kematian atau funeral, you see the opposite, right? People don't laugh. You have to respect the dead and the family of the dead person. So, okay. Dan another example, this is in different culture. Kalau kita bandingkan dengan yang ini tadi, ini lagi hebat. Tetapi in this kind of culture, dia juga hebat, tetapi not as hebat seperti yang dulu tadi lah. Right? This is also funeral service yang melibatkan culture yang lain. Jadi pakaian yang digunakan sebagai contoh, baju atau warna baju digunakan semasa funeral in different cultures may be different. So please be aware of this, because it is a form of communication. Right, so if you go to a funeral, don't wear anything that is bright in color. It's not tak boleh lah. Tak boleh diterima lah. Ya, tapi kalau apa nama in a wedding, of course, that would be appropriate. Ya, itu sebagai contoh ya. Alright, what about making references? Inferences. Making inferences, that would making meaning lah onward. So there is no direct mind-to-mind contact between people. Kita tak boleh sambung dengan wire from one person's brain to the other, so that kita boleh connect between two persons. There is no direct mind-to-mind contact, unfortunately, or fortunately for that matter. Right? So you make inferences from a single word, from silence, from long speeches, from simple head nods sebagai contoh, from glances in our direction or away from us. We are making references. We are making meaning, interpretation, of what that speeches ataupun silence or whatever, ataupun body language tadi, that you see from the other person. Jadi that's what we're doing. We make inferences. Kadang-kadang inferences kita betul, tapi seperti saya kata tadi, in different cultures, different body language could mean different thing. One good example, my apologies lah kalau ada yang berasal dari culture tersebut dan sebagainya, but this is just for example, betul atau tidak. Kalau tak betul, please correct me. Kalau kita in Western countries and also in our part of the world, if we shake our head kiri kanan macam ini, itu maksudnya tak setuju kan? Tetapi in the Indian culture, kalau dia giling kepala ke ni, maksudnya dia okay. Am I right? Anybody who are familiar with the Indian culture here? No, okay, never mind. But if you see a movie, movie Tamil, you probably realize this. Ya. So kalau digeleng kepala, maknanya dia setuju. Tapi in different cultures and most cultures, geleng kepala itu maksudnya tak setuju. Okay, so that's just one simple example, yeah, of the making inferences from a single word ataupun. So if we make a wrong interpretation, jadi kita salah lah. Jadi apabila let's say there is a meeting, yeah, it involve different people of different cultures. And then lepas meeting there is satu perkara dan meminta semua orang sama ada setuju tak setuju. Tapi dengan bukan bercakap, ya, dengan body language. Nodding the head will be okay, right? Kita in most culture kan. Tapi tiba-tiba ada seorang yang geleng kepala sini and so happen to be from different culture, contohnya daripada India. So we think that he disagree, tapi sebenarnya dia setuju. Okay, saya itu sebagai contoh je lah. Anything else you want to share with me or with the rest? Berkenaan dengan isu making inferences ini? Okay,
No, Prof.
Okay, kalau tak ada, we move on, ya. Okay, alright. So what we know and feel remain inside of us unless we communicate. Jadi ini satu perkara lah. Ya, apa yang kita rasa, apa yang kita tahu, ya. Kalau kita tidak tell others, it will remain inside of us unless we communicate. Itu sebabnya kadang-kadang orang kata please lah, don't keep it to yourself. Otherwise we don't know what you're thinking. We don't know what you want and so on. Ya, kalau ada sesuatu, the best way is to communicate, bagi tahu, ya, so that people know what is in your mind dan sebagainya. Ya, jadi dengan keeping quiet tu, you will not have anything. Ya, jadilah sama dalam mesyuarat pun sama. Kadang-kadang saya pernah jadi dekan fakulti selama 5 tahun dan pernah terlibat dalam mesyuarat lah, termasuk mesyuarat senat dan sebagainya for that period of time. So I've seen a lot of how people interact, communicate in meetings of dalam mesyuarat tersebut, ya. Jadi if you don't say anything, people will not be able to tell, and you will not be able to tell people also, yeah, what is in your mind. Jadi perlu, ya, if you have anything to say, just say it out, ya, ataupun sama ada secara bertulis ataupun melalui percakapan lah, ya. If you keep it to yourself, nobody knows about it. Itu penting, ya. Tapi having said that, the way you tell people, yeah, the way you communicate your ideas or your apa-apalah, ya, your frustration ke apa kan, with regard to something, you have to be tactful, ya. You have to be tactful. Jangan dengan marah dan sebagainya. It doesn't help, ya. So you must know how to communicate what is in your mind, and be careful the way you do it also. Okay? There's so many ways of doing things, ya. Dengan marah pun boleh, dengan tak marah pun boleh. So what is the best? Jadi kita kena we have to consider also the person who received the message from us. Kalau kita dengan keadaan marah, dia pun will not be happy to receive the message as well. Tapi kalau kita dengan cara yang lemah lembut, dengan cara yang betul, even though the person may not quite agree with you in the beginning, may be able to accept your argument and so on, yeah, if you put it the right way. Itu yang saya nak sampaikan lah. I think that's very important for you to take, yeah, from the lecture this morning. Yeah. Okay. Self-reflective is another principle. Yeah, the idea that human beings think about themselves and reflect on their past and present. And this is what you'll be doing. Yeah, every day you do this. Yeah, reflect on what has been done, what is happening to yourself, and so on. Yeah, you're thinking about something. So we can watch, we can evaluate and alter our performance, yeah, as a communicator. At the very instant we are engaged in the act. Jadi, so when you engage in communication, kecuali komunikasi itu secara informal dengan rakan-rakan kita seharian kita, that's okay. Tapi if you're communicating with somebody else yang secara formal dan sebagainya, we need to be a little bit tactful or careful lah the way we act dan sebagainya. Yeah, so we have to look at, ya. Kadang-kadang kita contohnya selepas interview, ya, sebagai contoh, you go for a job interview, and by the time it's finished, you go back and you reflect on what you have been doing. How was your performance? Did you think that you have done well, or so on and so forth? Yeah. So these are form of things that you reflected upon, ya. And you gunakan self-reflective ini untuk improve yourself. Jangan untuk reflect and then do nothing about it, ya. So self-reflecting is something which you do so that in the end you try to correct something which you have not done right, which you could have done differently. So the next time you come across the same kind of situation, then you can do differently, ya, dengan cara yang lebih elok sebagai contoh, ya. So that is the self-reflected. So this is also a form of communication. Self-reflection is a form of communication. Jadi if you look back at your assignment, if you look at your belum lagi buat your assignment yang self-reflection itu adalah itu satu peluang untuk kamu membuat self-reflection on whatever we study for the week. What's in your mind, regarding the topic, for example. What has been delivered? Was it good? Was it not good? And this is a kind of self-reflection that I do expect from you. Okay, what if this is done in different culture? Ya, adakah ianya sesuai ataupun tidak? Benda-benda macam ni lah, I leave that to you to do the self-reflections nanti. Ya, sebab kita berlainan, what goes through your mind is different from what goes through my mind. Jadi tak sama, ya. So that's why self-reflection is important. Cannot be the same. You tak boleh copy from another person because this self-reflection of the other person is definitely going to be different from your own self-reflection. Okay, alright. So sama ada nak gunakan cermin ke seperti seperti yang ini, self-reflection in front of mirror, ataupun just sitting outside, and during a sunset and so on, to self-reflect on yourself, what you have gone through during the day and so on. Okay, so jadi that's a self-reflective, one of the principles of communication. Okay, now this is important. Communication has a consequence, definitely, intended or unintended. Jadi yang intended tu okay, kalau unintended itu yang kadang-kadang membawa kesan yang tak baiklah. Right? Okay, so all of our messages affect someone else, through response to the sounds and actions of others. Right? All of our messages, affect someone else through respond to the sounds dengan percakapan dan sebagainya, ataupun and actions of other people, right? So the response you make to someone's messages does not have to be immediate. Does not have to be immediate. It can be later on, tak semestinya berlaku selepas mendengar ya, percakapan dan sebagainya. It can be later, right? So the response can be late ataupun immediate, right? So jadi, so this is the reason why I think this is important is the way you communicate will have an influence ataupun akan menyebabkan seorang itu menerima message itu dengan baik ataupun dengan some other form lah, ya, tak senangkan sebagainya kan. It's the way people receive your message, ya. Dan mungkin dia akan bagi feedback terus ataupun later on dengan cara saya sendiri, mungkin in dia punya actions in the future or something like that, ya. So komunikasi itu mempunyai konsekuensi. And it is also complex sebab apa? Sebab of culture, ya. Different culture have different symbols, different ways of interpretation dan sebagainya, right? And the gestures, seperti saya katakan tadi, gestures itu kadang-kadang orang boleh faham, kadang tak boleh faham, ya. Jadi kalau among the European, for example, hugging each other, men or women, is acceptable. Tapi kalau kita di Malaysia, contohnya, you hug a stranger or even friend, ya, hugging a friend, especially between men and women, is not acceptable, right? Jadi it's a form of communication, ya, komunikasi yang more or less to indicate that you like a person, you welcome a person and so on. Tetapi ianya ada makna tertentu lah, bergantung kepada culture, sama ada yang terima ataupun tidak terima. And this also irony, in the sense, maksudnya sini, irony sini adalah apa yang kita kata maksudnya berlainan, ya. Contohnya the intention is to say yes, tapi the way you respond mengatakan you say no. Contoh, ya, ini sebagai contoh, ya, irony. So irony di sini maksudnya contrast between what is expected and what actually happens, ya. Contohnya ada tiga konteks lah di sini, ya. Situational context, di mana something happens that we would not expect to happen. Okay, itu dinamakan sebagai situational. Yang dramatic pada adalah where the reader knows something the characters do not. Ya, for example, teacher dalam contohnya cikgu lah, fire station burns down. What's the irony of fire station burns down? Fire station is supposed to protect fire, kan? Fire station burns down, that's the irony lah contohnya, ya. Tak sepatutnya berlaku di situ, tapi berlaku, right? Kadang-kadang kanak-kanak ni selalu menggunakan irony ni, ya. Kalau dia nak pergi shopping, kan, kita tak nak bawa dia, tapi dia dia marahlah, ya. Then we ask the child, do you want to go or not? Tak maulah, something like that, kan. Dan sebenarnya dalam hatinya dia nak sangat pergi, tapi dia dengan secara ironinya mengatakan tak mau. Itu dengan keadaan marahlah ataupun ekspresi dengan ironi tadi. Okay? Pernah berlaku kan untuk kamu sendiri, kan?
Nah.
Okay. Alright. So dramatic ni, this is where the reader knows something that the characters do not. Yeah, karakter tetap tahu. Sebagai contohnya, any one of you have watched Home Alone? Are you old enough to watch Home Alone? Cerita Home Alone. Ya, ya. Ini Kelvin, ada karakter situ. Planted traps everywhere. Ya, di rumah, sebab dia tertinggal sendiri di rumah. Home Alone, mak bapak dah pergi holiday ke Florida, so on, ya. So ada orang jahat nak datang, the tips. So yang dia buat adalah he put all kinds of trap in the house, ya, and but the thieves do not. Ya, jadi orang tu tak tahu, dia sendiri tahulah. Verbal irony adalah what is said is different. Ini yang saya kata tadi lah tentang kanak-kanak kan. What is said is different from what is meant. Ya, you tell someone to break a leg, but you mean for them to have good luck. And that's the example of irony. Ya, dia bukan nak suruh nak patahkan kaki, sebenarnya just wish a person good luck, something like that. Jadi ini, in other words, bagi orang yang tak faham, ya, mendengar perkataan tersebut mungkin dia agak rasa marah, tersinggung dan sebagainya kan, because his interpretation of it may be different, ya, maknanya, ya, the meaning behind it mungkin different. Tapi dalam keadaan tertentu it's okay, ya, but not in all situations. Sorry. Okay, so to summarize, my target was 2 hours, it's almost 2 hours. To summarize what we have done this morning, termasuk apa yang saya buat tadi adalah, pertama sekali saya try to explain what the course is all about, what the content of the course, dan juga what to expect lah. But as far as lesson 1 is concerned, it's about communication, yeah, the basic communication. Kita tak boleh, yeah, this is something that we do every minute, every day. We communicate. Dengan siapa, macam mana, itu bergantung kepada keadaan. At the very least is we intra-communicate, bercakap ataupun memikir ke satu dalam diri sendiri. Okay, so we do communicate. We cannot not communicate. Ya, memang dah kita ni sebagai manusia, ya, we have to communicate. And then we communicate in many different ways, right? Dengan berbagai cara. Sekarang ini kurang bercakap, lebih banyak menggunakan messages dan sebagainya. Right? Kalau dulu you pick the phone or handphone, you call a person and talk. Sekarang ini tidak. Jarang yang kita bercakap menggunakan percakapan. Most of the time we message, we text, ya, Facebook or whatever it is, ya, Twitter, WhatsApp dan sebagainya. Okay, so we communicate in different ways, and we use different types of communication. Okay, group, interpersonal, and so on and so forth. Okay, so understanding the principles of communication is important, if not vital, yeah, to become a very competent communicator. So if you understand some of these principles, it will help you, yeah, to better communicate with your colleague, with your superior, with your staff and so on later on, ya, pas bekerja. Okay, so it's good to understand some of this principle. And do read lah, ya, on this side. My notes are very brief. I do expect that you read banyak lah. I've tried to Google the topic. Memang there's so many out there which you can read. Yeah, you just pick on the certain topic and try to understand. Yeah, Google and find more information on that. Okay, jadi saya rasa itu saja untuk hari ini. Okay, tapi I'm opening this for social interaction. Okay, kalau ada apa-apa boleh kita bincang. I'm opening the communication to all. Ada soalan?
Sir,
Ya.
untuk nota ni mesti ada letak dalam e-lip ke?
Yes. Saya sudah letak ke belum? Saya lupa. Tapi saya akan letak video ni nanti on Elite,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
and you can watch the video once I convert it into YouTube lah. Okay. Alright. Ada soalan lagi?
Hi, Prof. Okay.
Yeah. Can I close this one so that we can communicate better?
Okay.
Kita nota ni saya stop share ya. Okay. There you are. Nama?
Hi, Prof.
Eva
I
kan?
am
Eva ya.
Eva. Yeah, Eva.
Dari
Do
fakulti
we have
mana? Sorry.
FEB?
Okay. Alright. Go ahead.
Yeah. Do we have any WhatsApp group, or we just refer to Elite?
Good question. Good question. Can somebody initiate that? I'm not so good with all this technology. Can somebody start a WhatsApp group and invite me in, please? My number is 016 579 8859. I repeat, 016 579 8859. So if any one of you creating WhatsApp group, nak jadi admin lah, please invite me to that group. Thank you. Boleh ya? Do you think you can do that, or somebody can do that?
Okay, sure.
Sir,
Yeah.
Gibson will do our WhatsApp group.
Siapa dia?
Gibson.
Gibson, please, Gibson. Where Gibson? Tunjuk muka sikit tak, Gibson. Ini bukan.
Later I will do WhatsApp group.
Okay, so would you be able to do that?
Yes.
Boleh buat
Yeah.
Okay. So invite me. Group. Jadi senang, nanti kalau ada WhatsApp group ini saya boleh communicate dengan kamu. Ini communication ini. To inform you about benda-benda lah, contohnya lecture, assignment dan sebagainya, ataupun if you do have any questions, that you can post it on the WhatsApp group nanti lah. Alright, thank you very much for the initiative. Ya. Ini ada question or concern? Thank you, Gibson. Natalie, you have anything?
Sorry, I'm sorry if you guys hear background noises. When can we start doing the e-portfolio?
Actually, you can for the reflection, you can start today. Actually, I will give you the assignment later on lah. Yeah, before our next class. You can start compiling. Yeah, compiling your reflection. Yeah. Lepas ni ataupun tonight you can start doing it, and once you finish you save it. Yeah, save this for week 1 or for LU1 contohnya, and then next week will be your reflection for LU2. Okay. It's okay, Natalie?
Okay.
Hello.
Ya, Fahan ya. Fahan daripada mana ni, Fahan? Fakulti mana?
Fakulti Sains Komputer.
Okay, alright. Okay.
Do you have any attendance during this class?
Yes, we do. I will show you again later on. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, kejap. Kejap. Nanti saya upload. We still can talk, yeah. Okay. Berkomunikasi while somebody is taking their attendance. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Any other questions from others?
Bila kita boleh hantar portfolio?
Apa tu?
Portfolio. Is it next class or ada?
No. Folio tu kamu buat weekly, tetapi hanya dihantar pada hujung semester nanti. In other words, that folio, whatever you write in your reflection itu akan diletakkan dalam satu, I don't know, file ataupun folder in your e-file, e-folder. Kemudian kesemuanya sekali 10 self reflection itu akan di-compile ya untuk menjadi satu folio ya.
Ini macam summary untuk every subject, every topic yang kita learn.
A kind of summary, but also I expect more of your response to the lecture or to the notes, yeah.
Like self-reflection.
The content, yes.
Okay.
What do you think of it, for example, yeah? Contohnya lah, ya, okay?
Ada format ke untuk portfolio?
Since I'm new to teaching this, I try to find contoh nanti daripada staff yang pernah mengajar. Okay, I'll share with you later on, yeah. Alright.
Thank you.
I think there is one. I'll try to find that one. Ya, ada contoh dalam sistem kita. Ya. Okay. Lagi?
Tak ada.
Okay, thank you.
So I already create a WhatsApp group and I already share link in the checkbox.
Okay, thank you.
And I already invite sir in the group.
All right. Can you? Okay, I'll take a return from the chat.
I already invite sir in the group.
Sudah. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. All right. So make sure that you register lah everybody dalam WhatsApp group ini. Sangat penting kerana information that I need to pass to you, just in case there is emergency and so on, I will let you know. Yeah. So that's important. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Ada lagi kah soalan ataupun yang nak di-sharekan?
So for the group project,
Yes.
adakah nanti sir akan buat create group in the edit or?
Oh, sorry. Can you?
Untuk yang group project tu nanti akan create group kan dalam edit.
Okay. There's two options actually. Ada dua option. Sama ada saya group you randomly into group, ataupun saya boleh buat dalam sistem tu, ataupun you pick your own group. So I don't know. I mean, I'm open, ya. Kalau you nak pilih you punya group members pun boleh.
Pick our own group.
Yes,
Boleh,
sir, pick our own group.
It should be fun.
Okay, then you pick your own members lah, boleh. But you have to tell me.
Yes,
You let
thank
me know
you.
who are your group
Yes.
members. Boleh, sebab saya nak lepas you form your group, I need to have a record of your group members so that I can put dalam sistem nanti, masuk dalam sistem on Elite. Okay, boleh. Any apa nama yang opposed to that proposal? Tak ada, semua suka, kan? You pick your own group. Can we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, jangan lebih daripada 6 orang lah. 5 will be just nice. But 6 will be maximum. Okay. So kalau tak ada apa, anything else before I close the session?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
If the written assignment or reflection can we do in BM?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes. Okay, ada lagi?
Sir.
the manual attendance in the chat box.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, kejap, huh? That'd be nice. So let me go back to the attendance system. What's the attendance? Manual. Oh, get that. Shit. Okay, this at the moment absent di sini lah, tapi yang saya boleh buat sekejap, huh? Yang absent, okay. Alright. Ahui Patrick Millet, are you here? I saw her. Oh yeah, she put on chat just now. So she is present. Chris Lynn, you're the one who called just now, right?
Yes.
Okay, you are present. Oh, sorry. I didn't share with you. Kejap. My apologies. You okay? Hold on. Okay, I share dulu sekejap. Kamu nampak ni kan? Keselin saya sudah masuk ke punya nama tadi. Musyakar. Tak ada. Nur Azira.
Yes, me.
Ada. Nur Musyakar ada.
Ada.
Alright. Nur Azira. Kurata Ayun binti Muhammad Zamri ada.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Okay, alright. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Rebecca. Wani Nus Shamira binti Hasan. Zainatul Asikin binti Muhammad. Zekerson anak Gayan. Zekerson. Okay, I repeat 5 orang ni. No Azira, ada ke tidak? Rebecca? Rebecca, tak ada? You tell me, speak up if you are present. One Nur Semira? Tak ada. Zainatul Ashikin? Tak ada. Zakarison, anak Gayan? Tak ada. Okay. So thank you very much. Ya. So itu sajalah untuk hari ini. Kita akan berhenti di sini. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
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 Right. I'll see you again next week. Yeah, you can leave now.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank
Nice
you,
day.
Prof. Stay
Sorry,
safe.
bukan
Thank
next
you,
week.
sir.
Form ya, next week tak ada kelas ya. Yeah.
Okay, Prof. Noted.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Prof.
Stay
You're welcome.
safe.
Thank you, Prof.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you, Prof. Stay safe.
Sama-sama.
Thank you, Prof.
All right. Ada yang tak kenal orang lain, tapi dia minta ada dalam apa nama chat tadi. If any one of you is short of group member, boleh ambil dia lah sebagai group member.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank
I'll see you again in 2 weeks time. Yeah.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay. Thank you.